Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 13. It's called Attack on Gorilla City. It is technically part one of a two-parter, but it kind of isn't at the same
It was
time.
one of those things where I knew it was a two-part because of the marketing.
Obviously, yeah, that's why I knew it was
And
a
then
two-parter.
it was like, okay, I'm not seeing how this is a two-part until
Well,
the final scene.
Well, I knew how it was going to be. It was obvious the second episode is going to be the gorillas coming to Central City.
Yeah, I just thought there'd be more of a link
Yeah.
in the episode.
Whereas because it didn't end in a cliffhanger, other than the tag at the end, it just everything kind of wrapped up. So it didn't really feel
exactly.
like a first half of a two-part. Otherwise, though, I have a lot of positive things to say about this one. This was, I will say this: I do think that some of the visual effects for the rest of the season, it might just cut to a shot of the script page just to save some money.
Because so much looked so good.
It did. It didn't always look perfect, of course, and obviously we're not comparing it to say Dawn of the Apes, which is like the
gold standard.
the gold standard. But for a TV show, I mean, because I was impressed with there was an aerial shot just as they arrived at Gorilla City, and I was like, oh, that looked pretty good.
I think the only times I really noticed it as a complaint was when he's inside the gladiator arena, and
Yeah,
it's
there was
kind
a
of
couple
the
times.
camera spinning around him, and it looked a bit ropey, but that's it.
But that said, though, it's Sullivan doing his big ground pound and Flash getting punched.
Even the time, you know, when Flash like trips
Hmm.
because of the ground pound, and usually those shots are the worst shots on Flash, where it does those bits of him flying through the air.
Mm.
But this one looked pretty good.
It looked alright. It felt big. It felt like, oh, we're actually... I don't want to say we're actually here. It was obviously CG, but it felt like, no, they didn't skimp on this. They didn't say, oh, we'll make sure it's...
You can see how far it's gone. Remember the first time Grodd came and they Jurassic Parked it, you know, like never showing him, always in the shadows.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now we're just gonna have a one-on-one fight out in the open.
Yeah, with thousands of gorillas watching and whatnot. But they made it felt special. It felt like, no, they were right to hype this up a little bit. They put a lot of effort into this. They'd clearly spent a bit of their effects budget in making this feel like, no, we're actually in Gorilla City. It didn't feel skimpy. It didn't feel like, oh, we're in Gorilla City, but we're going to just spend all of it in these one... No, don't get me wrong, obviously we spend a lot of time in the jail cell, and that's fine. But we had the big money moments to make it feel...
The only time that it felt awkward to me, you know, the jail cell was when they were watching the fight, because it just you just saw their faces. It didn't even feel like they were looking out at the arena.
Yeah, there was a small slit, like there was like a thing they were looking through.
Yeah, but it didn't. It never felt like it to me. That was the only times I felt it being awkward and cutting away.
I think that was just for convenience, just like, oh, we have to write that they get moved so they can see the fight, or
Yeah,
whatever.
it felt a little awkward, but small complaint.
No, all the gorilla action was a lot of fun, and it made it a really exciting episode. It felt big Flash-esque moments, and it's almost like, well, what's Supergirl and Legends going to do now to make it feel like they also have big moments like this?
Yeah.
Because they should be able to pull this sort of thing off as well.
Yeah, especially when, you know, the fight you go through like, oh, let's pull a greatest hits of his fight moves.
Yeah. And then he beats him by doing a reverse Flash, and Cisco's face when he has the idea, the reverse. Pull a reverse Flash, Barry. Pull a reverse Flash.
I love how that's so signature move now that
Yeah.
you can just say pull a reverse Flash and everyone knows exactly what he's on about.
Yeah. No, the fight was a lot of fun. It could have felt really, really watered down to save money or avoid doing it, but it for the most part it actually worked and it landed. So
Yeah.
I fully approve of that. What else was a lot of fun was HR was cracking me up something tremendous in this episode. There's this subplot with Jesse stays on Earth 1 because Barry's like, right, you two keep Central City safe while I go off and save your dad. And I did think Wally was being a little bit weird, where he's like, oh, Jesse's being really cool to me. Like, our dad's kidnapped.
He's kind of being a whiny bitch, wasn't he?
Stop being flirty. This is not the time, Wally. This is not the time. Jesse's dad is currently being kidnapped by a telepathic ape. This is not the time to be making your move.
Like, even the others bring this up. Like,
Yeah, like,
Joe and Iris are like,
Yeah.
you know her dad's right.
yeah. Actually, that was another funny moment I really liked, is when Barry's saying to Iris, right, you keep boss Wally around, make sure he doesn't do anything. And then it's like they have the whole scene, it plays out, and they have their "oh, I love you" and they kiss, and then Joe just walks away and goes, "You know Wally can hear you, right?" And it just cuts to Wally being like, They look crack me up. But no, the HR thing that really made me laugh. Yeah, a few good moments. Obviously, when Jesse sees him, although shouldn't she technically be seeing the illusion face that he has?
I guess inside the actual Star Labsy bit, they don't see that.
If I was going to try and explain it for them, I'd say maybe, oh, she's from Earth 2, so it just doesn't naturally work for
maybe
her.
he just turns it off when he's inside.
Maybe. But it occurred to me.
I mean, the whole thing was for it. It's for the public.
Yeah.
So I guess it's when he's outside, and
Yeah.
so I just assume he leaves it off when he's just in the lab.
Probably. It occurred to me. They never mentioned it, so I was just, and I was still thinking about it. But that was all fun, and he gives he gives Jesse the advice about if you like him, and I like that they're setting up that she's going to stay around. She's going to actually be here with us on Earth 1, and we're going to see her adventures with the team. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a good idea. It just felt like awkward timing from Wally to try and make all of his moves, and he kept being like, "Oh, why are you acting so cold? Her dad is kidnapped by a telepathic ape, Wally." And at one point he even says, "And it's not just your dad." I'm like, it could be though.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid reason.
This is like if you let's say you were flirting with a girl, right, and you've been having some nice comments back and forth, and something might be happening there, and she comes in and tells you one day, my dad's in hospital, he's got cancer, he's got days to live," and you go, "But you want to go and get a steak? Why are you acting cold? Why? I know your dad's dying of cancer in like 3 days, but why are you being so cold?
Yeah.
Why are you being mean to me?"
It was a case of CW drama, really.
Yeah, it was a little bit, that element of it was a little bit forced. That said though, I did kind of like the scene where I liked HR's advice for her and his proclamation of love. He's like, no, fall in love or you'll have regrets, and that scene was all very good. The scene where they actually kind of make up and she says, I thought, oh, they actually still have chemistry, and that's good, and the kiss was fine. But HR stuff after it is what made it for me. HR coming in and being like, "Oh, yeah, ask me about science," and I won't know, because it was funny how Wells from Earth 2 was assumed he was still a smart person and doesn't know about the line in the future. They kept mentioning things, and he's like, "Wait, what? Future headline?"
Yeah.
But because it's like, "Oh, invite me to the wedding," as they're walking out the room, and then he looks over at Earth 2 Wells, who's asleep, and he's like, he's gonna be pissed. He just drinks his coffee.
He's so gleeful in it, isn't he?
Oh, I laugh so hard. He was the comedy MVP. Although,
he was.
Julian being excited about going to Planet of the Apes was also very funny.
It was. It's very meta, but
yeah, because of course he was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes about 5 or so years ago. So, yeah,
but his enthusiasm and dressing up is just great.
Oh yeah, when he walked in and everyone else was like commenting on it, and even Wells from Earth 2 was like, he doesn't know who he is, he's like, "Thank you Barry, thank you Cisco, Indiana."
Yeah.
So they have Indiana Jones on Earth 2, because we know that they don't always have the same movies. There's been
That's true.
differences in the past.
That's true. I mean, that said, it could be a different version.
It could be, yeah. Maybe Mel Gibson played Indiana Jones on Earth 2.
You never know.
I don't know. But no, it was fun. A lot of comedy. They put Gypsy on the previously on, so when they get the tag at the end, they're actually going to come through, because they're going to, like, Grodd's going to get Gypsy to let them through. Because they obviously, during the episode, they're like, "Oh, Cisco, you're going to do this for us."
Yeah.
And whatnot. Their plan to get out the cages was kind of just whatever. I wasn't really...
Yeah, it was just like,
all that
okay.
fussed about it.
My problem with it was, Grodd's telepathic. Could he not still, like, did Barry not still have thoughts that he could hear?
I'm just trying to think back. Have they ever actually clearly said that Grodd, in this show specifically, not this comics...
Right, can he only project?
Can he only project? Can he actually read your mind and sort of invade, as it were?
I'm trying to think back to when his first episodes were. I mean, he can take over someone, but again, that's
not reading what they're
still
thinking.
projection, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know if they've ever said that, so it could be a case of...
That's fair. I'd have to double check.
It did lead to a couple... I actually kind of liked... Julian's concern for him when they were hoping that he'd wake up again because he was going to vibrate back awake. I liked that. It was a sweet little moment. Julian being concerned for him was actually kind of touching.
I was feeling the same about Julian. The whole reason he went along was he was concerned for Caitlin. I like that as well.
Although that's just him signing his death warrant, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, it is.
He's a goner. Every single person who gets interested in Caitlin is a goner.
So he's the one who's dying in the prophecy.
Yes, absolutely. At the end, he's like, let's go get a steak. I'm good at being scared as long as I've got a steak and some mashed potato. I'm like, right, you just signed your death warrant.
And I was like, damn, I could go for a fillet steak right now. That sounds good.
Oh, I could go for a steak. These shows are notorious for making us hungry. But no, that's him signing his death. That means Julian's probably. I will be shocked if he isn't dead at the end of the season. I will be shocked.
I think it's one of those where obviously he's a guest star anyway. He's a big name, so it's like, okay, I can see why they only keep him around for the one season.
Well, he's a regular for the season.
Well, yeah, but he still comes up as special guest star, I believe, in the credits.
Oh, sure, but I think, obviously contracted him out for the full thing.
But what I mean is I can see why they'd write him out at the end rather than...
Yeah, he's a one-season deal,
Yeah.
Just like Fake J last season was a one-season deal. So, no, that makes some sense. It does make it a little bit predictable, and not in a good way. Obviously, there's good predictable in that things have been set up properly so you can predict what will be the fulfilling events. This is predictable, and because of outside the show, I know how this works. They have to write him off. So
yeah, it'll be fine predictable as long as they get meta with it and reference the curse.
But who's to say they won't just sign him for more?
I mean, yeah, we could be wrong.
It's always possible.
It is.
There's no rules to say it has to not come back for season 4. But no, so it was a fun episode. There was a lot of things. I think Wally kind of forcing the romance side of things when Jessie's clearly worried about her dad just felt a little bit weird and forced.
Well, yeah, but it's at the same time it's like, well, it's done with now. Yeah. They're sorted. They're together. Done. Well,
it's not even that. It led to some good moments with HR and stuff. So there was good things that came out of it. It was just because we were complaining about Mon-El and Supergirl, and we're saying that nothing else comes out of those plot lines other than just that one end goal. Yeah. Whereas here, other things came out of it. It was HR was coming into it, advice from the other West were coming into it, and it was
that was amusing as well.
Which part?
Where they were like, "Hey, you're still single on your Facebook page. Come on."
That was a good thing to point out. Although Wally still got with Jessie much quicker than Barry got with Iris, he's getting faster in lots of ways.
Yeah,
lots
I'm still loving Wally like playing to the crowd.
Oh yeah, that was super funny. He purely soaks it up. He's basically he's got like a little bit of Tony Stark in him when he's like in front of a crowd.
Yeah. And Jessie's just there like, okay, what am I getting myself into here?
Yeah, this is weird. Am I supposed to be showboating? Although we're gonna have 3 speedsters for a while. That'll be cool. That'll be interesting. I'm a little worried they might kill off Earth 2 Wells.
Do you reckon?
I mean, they don't have to, but I'm thinking like we're already setting up the idea that Jessie's going to be on Earth anyway, going forward.
Right.
They could do it because it's not like we have to lose the actor. We still have HR.
And whatever we get next season.
If we need another one, HR might just stick around.
I think he might die as well.
You think they'll both die and we'll get a 5th Wells?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
But I'm not sure Earth 2 Wells will die.
Okay. So you think
I'm not sure. I mean, I can see why he might, but yeah. I don't think there's necessarily any reason why he has to either.
Sure. I think that was a solid, fun episode. I think we should have some fun next week. I think as much as we have the apes, so it's not an expensive episode. It's not as expensive as being in a Coliseum in Gorilla City.
Yeah, they've got their usual sets at least.
Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to next week's. I thought this was fun. I thought the action was good. Good character beats for most of them. Just one or two
weird choices.
Relatively minor. Here's a really weird praise. I'm going to praise one of the scenes with Jessie and Wally here for a really weird reason, but I want to point it out because I appreciate it. The scene where he kind of confronts her about it's after they've had their little superheroic scene where they've been out in costume. And it's when he's like, oh, it's not just your dad, and they have their little conversation, and he asks her to stay. I really like that takes place in a location in Star Labs that we've never seen before. It's like this little balcony at the stairs, at the edge of the building, and it makes sense that they've got areas like that in the building, but we've never seen it before. And I just kind of like that. Oh, this makes it. Yeah, this looks like a part of the building. It doesn't just feel tacked on. But
Yeah, that's true.
But it's also a new place that they never go to because it's TV and we typically stay in the same 3 rooms all the time. Like, that's just the way you do it.
And there's usually a good enough reason for that.
Oh yeah, because it's the command center, or it's the speed training room, or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Or it's the lab. It's all the key areas you would be in, or it's the jail cell area.
The only corridor you see is where the time vault is.
Oh, that's not entirely true. You always see the corridor outside of the command center as well.
Yeah,
You always see that a little bit.
You see that little bit out the doorway, yeah.
And to the elevator, to be fair. We know where the exit is, because they always go
That's true.
over to that area. But I'm just saying, I like that it was a new part that we'd never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
It's a small thing, but maybe that shows you how invested I was in the dialogue in the scene. I was going, oh, I've not seen this location before. I really like this location.
There was some nice new music in this one as well for the guerrilla fights. Like that whole Coliseum scene was mostly new score, which was pretty great.
Yeah, big and epic. All the rest of it.
Mm.
Most really fun. And Keith David to Solivar, it was good. Obviously, I'm predicting a swerve with Solivar come next episode. I think Solivar may actually come to help.
That's what I'd assume.
Yeah.
Help. Yeah, then kind of reclaim his throne.
Yeah. Partly because, not to get into spoilers here, but in the comics, Solivar's a good character. He's not a bad guy. So right from the get go, I'm thinking, right, Grodd's playing them. We're going. I thought that the twist at the end of the first part was going to be, oh no, Solivar's actually a good guy and I've been duped. But then it ended up being more separate. I thought it was going to be more of a direct continuation, and I thought that the cliffhanger was going to be, oh no, Solivar's the good guy. But instead, they did the whole Grodd's the evil mastermind, but they never went quite into that. But I'm assuming that Solivar is going to show up next episode and help.
Yeah, I mean, they played off the idea that Grodd was manipulating him as well. So I assume he'll kind of see reason, and I think he'll start with just him wanting to reclaim his throne from Grodd, but he'll team with Flash, and they'll end up forming an alliance, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Also, Grodd's armor at the end, pretty badass.
It was. My one question: how did they get Gypsy?
Well, he might mention it next episode.
I really hope so, because I was really confused. She just kind of was there.
I don't know. You contact maybe if you can't. I mean, this creates a problem with the other point we said. Oh, maybe he can't read the minds, and that's why they got away with it. But let's say he can read minds. Maybe he just read Cisco's mind, and he's like, oh, there's another. Okay,
but how did he get Laura there in the first? Because obviously, the way he lures Barry from Earth 1 is
there's the whole Wells thing. Yeah.
So how does he get Gyps? I'm just a little bit confused.
Well, she's more of a. She's more of a work for hire, isn't she? So maybe.
Yeah, I suppose.
Maybe if you know the right people, you can contact her on the black market, kind of thing. I don't know.
It seemed weird, but whatever.
I didn't even think of it. He got to her somehow. I don't really care how.
As long as it's cool.
Yeah. Alright, that's this week's Flash. Let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. And by the way, of course, they think they've changed the future, but of course they're still coming to Central City. They've not changed a damn thing. Everything's playing out exactly as it was supposed to.
Pretty much.
Let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. Obviously, our individual Twitters on the screen for just ramblings on a day-to-day basis. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We will see you next time.